Hello. We are going to read aloud another story today. And I love to do read alouds at the beginning of the year because it helps us get back in the swing of things. And I thought you probably deserved that today after you worked so very hard this week. And I want to thank you for trying and working so hard on all of your assignments. So today we're going to read the book called After the Fall, and it's by Dan Santant. And at my house, we have a habit of taking all the dust jackets off of books. So sometimes the cover of the book might look a little different when it's right on the direct book. And just like before, when we read some of the books, this might seem young to you, but we can definitely apply it to our age and what we're thinking. So it goes, After the Fall, How Humpty Dumpty Got Back Up Again. A story by Dan Santant. I definitely love the images in this story. And it's for Leah. My name is Humpty Dumpty. This was my favorite spot, high up on the wall. I know it's an odd place for an egg to be, but I loved being close to the birds. Then, one day, I fell. I'm sort of famous for that part. Folks called it the Great Fall, which sounds a little grand. It was just an accident, but it changed my life. I've had things in my life that have happened to me that maybe aren't that big or maybe that important, but they've made a huge impact. Same with Humpty Dumpty. What about you? Do you have any things that have happened to you that have made a big impact, either good or bad? I'm sure we all have. Fortunately, all the King's men managed to put me back together. Look at, he's at the Kings County Hospital. Well, most of me. There were some parts that couldn't be healed with bandages and glue. So look at that image. What is still being healed? He won't go up to the top bunk because he's scared to go up high again, isn't he? He's sleeping on the floor. After that day, I became afraid of heights. I was so scared that it kept me from enjoying some of my favorite things. I love this page. He's at the grocery store. Look at all the cereals at the top. They're really bright and colorful. They have really fun names. Like, what do I see here? Sugar Bunny, Rainbow Bites, Sugar Frosted Rings, Free Toy, Choco Duck, Bolo Cookies. Look at the bottom shelf. Look at how they're all black and white. They're kind of boring. Those are the adult ones, or the healthy ones. Grown-up food, Fiber Flakes, Bland, Flax, Bag-O cereal, oats, leaves, twigs and berries, cardboard. So if he's giving up some things that he likes, it's not just things he wants to do, but maybe even foods. He doesn't want to climb up that ladder. He's scared of heights. I know that the things that have happened in my life, sometimes I get scared to try things after that because of what has happened before. So I wonder if that is exactly what's going on with Humpty Dumpty. I walked past the wall every day, and I would think about climbing that ladder again. I really missed the birds and being high above the city, but I could never do it because I knew that accidents can happen. Do you ever avoid doing something because of an accident that might happen? I know some of my friends, they have kids that are 16 and their kids don't want to learn how to drive because it's scary. Because that's a big responsibility. I bet you at home are probably saying, no way, I'll drive, but it is a big responsibility. I know some kids that are scared to ride their bikes on two wheels or to try to even say something or be on a video. We all have things that maybe we're a little scared or nervous to try, especially because of the consequences that we could have. I eventually settled for watching the birds from the ground. It wasn't the same, but it was better than nothing. Then one day, an idea flew by. What idea do you see flying by? Making planes was harder than I thought. It was easy to get cuts and scratches. But day after day, I kept trying and trying. So his idea was to make a paper airplane, isn't it? So it can fly in the sky, kind of like a bird does. But it definitely took some perseverance here for him to be able to figure out how to put his airplane together. I know I've definitely had some issues like that recently. We try hard and hard and hard, and things maybe just don't go our way until we finally figure it out. So you gotta try and try and try. Until I got it just right. Do you have things that you work really hard and try and try and try at until you get just right? I know there's lots of things like that in our lives, and it's hard. It's hard. You have to try hard. My plane was perfect, and it flew like nothing could stop it. I hadn't felt that happy in a long time. It wasn't the same as being up in the sky with the birds, but it was close enough. So look at his paper airplane. It looks like a bird, but it's zipping all around. Unfortunately, accidents happen. Ooh, I wonder what happened. Oh man. They always do. Can you see what is happening there? I almost walked away again. But then I thought about all the time I'd spent working on my plane and all the other things I'd missed. I decided I was going to climb that wall. See how his bird is on the top of the wall now? So the place he wouldn't go is where his bird or his paper airplane is at. His paper airplane that looks like a bird. But the higher I got, the more nervous I felt. I didn't want to admit it. I was terrified. I didn't look up. I didn't look down. I just kept climbing, one step at a time. I know some of you have felt a little overwhelmed with school starting, and you're kind of doing exactly what Humpty Dumpty is doing now. You're taking it one step at a time, one day at a time, one thing at a time, and then it doesn't seem so overwhelming. So we can learn some lessons here. So he was taking one step at a time until I was no longer afraid. Maybe now you won't think of me as that egg who was famous for falling. Crack, crack. See, he's cracking. Hopefully you'll remember me as the egg who got back up. Look at that. And learn how to fly. So what was inside that egg? What was Humpty Dumpty? He was actually a bird inside of that egg. So, once he got up to the top of that wall, he was able to hatch out of his egg and fly and soar. And that's the end. So I want you to think about why I chose this book for a beginning of the school year read aloud. Well, I'll tell you a little bit why. Because this year I'm going to ask you, and your other teachers are going to ask you, to sometimes step out of your comfort zone, to sometimes get you to do things that maybe you don't know how to do or you've never done before. But the first step is trying and taking that risk. And even if you fail, you're going to learn something from it. Last week, I tried to get everybody on Edpuzzle. And you know what? It failed. Something wasn't right, but we're going to try again. And that is part of 5th grade, is that learning to try again and that perseverance, even when things are tough. One of our benefits of virtual learning this year is the fact that you can go take a break. When you're getting frustrated, you can walk away. You can do things on your time. So, as you think about this book of Humpty Dumpty, I know it's silly, but I want you to think how he took an issue that scared him, something that didn't work quite right at first, but he kept trying and he was able to succeed and soar. And that's exactly what I want for you this school year.